Yo, what is up guys? My name is About That Time, and today we need to talk about Ubisoft and Skull and Bones. Ubisoft is at it again. Yesterday, whenever I woke up, I was browsing Twitter looking for some gaming news like I usually do, and stumbled across some not so pleasant news coming out of Ubisoft. Well, actually, this news didn't even really come from Ubisoft as like an official announcement. This news was actually pulled from a conference call. You know, those calls that these companies have where they talk about meeting their bottom line and how good their sales are. Yeah, this is where we found out Skull and Bones was going to be delayed again. We also found out that 3 unannounced games were just canceled. Now, as far as an unannounced game, I don't really know like what qualifies as unannounced, because that open world Star Wars game being developed by Ubisoft, I don't really know, like, has that actually been announced by Ubisoft themselves? Or could that possibly be one of these games that got canceled? I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But this news is actually not that surprising. Ubisoft is gaining themselves a track record for announcing games, giving us release dates, and then just delaying them, and then delaying them some more. So seeing this news isn't that big of a surprise. What does surprise me is how close to the release we are for Skull and Bones, and they still delayed it. The biggest thing to take away from this is the things that were said in this conference call, the things that they don't really say publicly or officially. The news surfaced on Wednesday. I'm not sure when they hold these conference calls, maybe either Tuesday or Wednesday, but the articles were all over the place yesterday, and they're filled with quotes from these conference calls where the company is just discussing the failures of the last few years and why they made the decision to delay Skull and Bones, and it's really, really interesting. I'm just going to read off some quotes from one of the articles from videogameschronicle.com. On Wednesday, the company said it's facing major challenges as the industry continues to shift towards mega brands and long-lasting titles that can reach players across the globe. Ubisoft said that it spent the last 4 years attempting to adapt its biggest brands to these converging trends. How about instead of chasing the next big thing in gaming, you guys just deliver us a good game and the fans will do the work for you. You don't have to make the next big trend, the next big thing, and then release it to the world. Try to create the next big phenomenon in gaming. Just release a good game, and the fans will do the work for you. The reviews will be 10 out of 10. Everybody will talk about it. People will be gifting games to their friends. Everyone will want to play it, talk about it, make videos, stream it. That's all you gotta do. Hearing that Ubisoft has spent the last 4 or 5 years chasing these trends, trying to make the next big gaming phenomenon, is not a huge surprise. That tells me a lot about what's going on inside the company, inside the studio, and why the last few games they've released have been such massive failures in my eyes. I think we could have had the game Skull and Bones years ago, but it looks like they put it into a development limbo for all of these years just to try to fit it into these gaming trends that keep emerging. There's no telling what the game actually was like a few years ago, but I can tell you one thing. The trailer that we first got for Skull and Bones was much different than what they're showing us today, and that tells me that they have completely changed this game from the ground up probably multiple times, and it's probably happening to games like Beyond Good and Evil 2, which is another game that they announced years ago, and we don't know any information about when we're gonna see this game. I don't know what's going on over at Ubisoft, but they really need to get their heads out of the sand and just deliver us a good game. Stop chasing these trends, stop trying to be the next big thing in gaming, and just deliver us something solid and something that works on launch, and I promise you the fans will do the work for you by spreading the news and spreading the word. I'm getting sick and tired. It feels like every single major video gaming company these days is doing the exact same thing, trying to create the next big thing in gaming, trying to be the next most watched game on Twitch, and it's just absolutely destroying the state of gaming today. To top this whole thing off, some more articles popped up today with some responses from the CEO about the situation of things over at Ubisoft. Basically, the CEO told the staff at Ubisoft that the ball is in their court to deliver the lineup of games on time and at the expected level of quality. The higher-ups at Ubisoft don't care at all about delivering us a good game. All they care about is chasing the next big trend and making the next big phenomenon in gaming. All they care about is how much money they can pull in, and they made that clear in their conference call on Wednesday. So to see something like this, where they're just gonna blame the staff for their failures as a company, for their failures to deliver us a good game for once, is absolutely disheartening, and I feel bad for everybody who works for Ubisoft. There's been a lot of layoffs with some smaller companies going on, and seeing this news out of Ubisoft that they're not happy and that their games have been underperforming for the last few years really worries me, and I know that there's a lot of talented people over at Ubisoft that just deserve better. So I wish them the best, and I hope Ubisoft can actually deliver us some good games for once, but until then, we'll just have to wait and see if we get any more delays or cancellations out of them. Well, that's pretty much it for this short little rant video. I just had to get a lot of this off of my chest. I made a video pretty recently about Avatar Frontiers of Pandora and my excitement for that game. It's being developed by Ubisoft and seems to be in some kind of development limbo because it was actually delayed recently. I really hope that game turns out good too, and that they're not trying to chase some kind of trend with that. But we'll just have to wait and see. I wish Ubisoft the best, and I just want us consumers to have some good games for once. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.